What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Big Fight Fuel channel, where we speak the truth, we're honest, and we give our takes on AEW. It is Wednesday night, July 5th, 2023, and this is your official AEW Dynamite review for July 5th. And the first things first, before we get into anything wrestling related on today's show, on today's review, I just want to go real quick. Hope everybody had a fantastic 4th of July holiday yesterday. I know it was a hot one here in New Jersey, man. I was on the beach for a couple hours and I got some sunburn, all right. You guys probably can't tell, but my face is like a tomato. It is so red, but I'm recovering. I had work today. I'm all good. I just got to see some fireworks at night on the boardwalk, so that was awesome. And I just hope that everybody watching had a great 4th of July. And if I don't sound great, I apologize. I do have a little bit of a cold tonight, so if I'm sniffing a couple times and you get bothered by it, again, I apologize. But tonight's show took place from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, home of the Edmonton Oilers, and I thought it was a very good show tonight. Much better than last week's show. See, battling with the cold, got cold issues tonight. That's me being real. But very good show tonight, I thought. Much better show than last week. Didn't feel as rushed as last week's show, besides the ending to the show. The post-match angle for Kenny Omega and Wheeler Yuta, which we will talk about, which was, by the way, a great main event of Dynamite tonight. We also had the beginning of the Blind Eliminator Tournament. Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin took on Keith Lee and Swerve. MJF and Adam Cole, they took on Daddy Magic and the Butcher. We got 2 more matches on Rampage. MJF and Adam Cole, they continue to be the best thing on the entire show. And this might piss people off. I don't really give a shit. But I don't watch WWE every single week. And now during the summer, I'm working every Friday night, every Monday night. So I don't even have the time to watch WWE. I don't care to go out of my way to, and I just don't have the time. But what MJF and Adam Cole is doing right now is the best thing in all pro wrestling. And it's must-watch television. And AEW has made a Can They Coexist storyline must-see TV. And for that, they were fucking awesome. Because WWE sucks at their storylines, and they jam it down your throat. Can they coexist? They're facing each other at the pay-per-view on Sunday. Can they coexist? This is actually sports entertainment. So we'll talk about what happened with those guys tonight and everything else that happened on the show. But I thank you guys so much for joining me. If you haven't already, before we talk about tonight's show, subscribe to the Big Fight Fuel channel. We got some more content coming up. We got the Watch Along is back Saturday night for Collision. I will be going live for Collision Watch Along with you guys here on the channel, so you guys can come in, join, and watch the show with me. And then right after the show, you'll get a post-show view from me for AEW Collision and all the other content that we're going to have coming in a couple weeks for July and August with AEW. It's a busy summer. Football's on the horizon too, so it should be fun, man. And if you haven't already, be sure to go ahead and check out last Saturday's AEW Collision review here on the Big Fight Fuel channel, the start of the Men's Owen Hart Cup tournament. Take a sip of my water real quick. Perfect. Let's start tonight's show. We open up with Orange Cassidy teaming up against Darby Allin, against Keith Lee and Swerve. Now, I like the idea of the blind eliminator tournament, but some of these teams, it's so obvious that they weren't selected by random draw. Like, I love the idea of a pairing of Adam Cole and MJF. What they're doing is just unbelievable right now. But them being in a storyline together, and all of a sudden they're a team. All of a sudden, Keith Lee and Swerve are a team. Later on in the show, it was announced that Daniel Garcia and Sammy Guevara are on a team. However, they're in the same faction. So, sure, by random draw, Daniel Garcia and Sammy Guevara were randomly selected to be a tag team. Sure. But this match to start the show, I thought it was very fun. I thought it was a very fun match. They gave Keith Lee a lot of spotlight in this match. And if the past 2 weeks are telling me something, it tells me that we're getting the I don't know how to say it, like the rebirth kind of Keith Lee, because he's been doing this whole wizard gimmick thing. He's been teaming with Dustin Rhodes and all this shit, and now he's got back to normal Keith Lee that everybody loves. So this feels like we're on the right step when it's with Keith Lee. I had a small feeling in the back of my head, like maybe they'll turn him heel and he'll feud with Swerve and he'll team with Swerve again. I didn't want that to happen. I just want this feud to be over, quite frankly. Get it done on TV. Get it done on whatever. Just move these guys on. Move them on. They haven't even had a singles match yet. But to begin the match, Darby Allin got launched across the ring by Keith Lee. He then tagged into Orange Cassidy, and Orange was mocking him with the kicks. And Keith Lee raised his hands up, and he gave him a vicious double chop to the chest, which was absolutely brutal. That was brutal to watch. He gave one to Darby later on. He gave another one to he gave Darby one chop, and he gave Orange Cassidy two. So Swerve is loving this, but the main thing about this match was the miscommunication between Keith and Swerve. There would be moves that Swerve would hit on Keith, and moves that Keith would hit on Swerve. Keith had Swerve on his shoulders, with Swerve having Darby Allin in a suplex position, and he powerbombed Swerve while Swerve suplexed Darby Allin. So Keith Lee was smiling because he had affected Swerve, even though he was his tag team partner. And then Swerve, he missed the 450, and he meant to hit Darby Allin, but he accidentally hit Keith Lee, and it didn't matter to him. Swerve was still smiling after he hit the 630 on Keith Lee, and then later on, Swerve would end up beating the pin. Last Supper to Darby Allin. Swerve was very furious that he just got pinned by Darby Allin, and Darby Allin and Orange Cassidy, they're moving on to the semifinals of this blind eliminator tag tournament. They're gonna end up taking on the winner of Sammy Guevara and Daniel Garcia versus Matt Hardy and Jeff Jarrett. Boy, what is TK doing? Cooking these teams with Matt Hardy and Jeff Jarrett. I love the aspect of the blind eliminator tag tournament, but my goodness, man. But very fun opener to start the show, and at the end of the match, Keith showed respect to Darby and Orange Cassidy by giving them both fist pumps, and Swerve got out of there with Prince Nana as quick as possible. Gosh, I'm really sorry if I sound like shit for you guys, but I'm gonna try to quicken this up. I'm gonna try to get through this as quick as possible because I sound horrible, and you guys don't deserve that. Um, got a video package from Nick Wayne, who is 18 now, and he is all elite. Nick Wayne is in AEW, and there was Darby Allin in the video package with him, talking how he trained with Nick Wayne's dad, and Nick Wayne was training with them when he was 8 years old in the ring, and he saw something special in Nick Wayne. And then in 2015, Nick Wayne's dad passed away, and Darby was frustrated, punching windows, slamming the car, the steering wheel, smashing things in the car, and he had a couple days to reflect. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna watch over Nick Wayne. I'm gonna make sure he gets everything he wants in life. And they showed a video from 2 years ago when Darby Allin offered Nick Wayne a contract to AEW, and he would be eligible to wrestle for AEW when he's 18 years old. And he told Tony Khan that he had to he should sign Nick Wayne, not because Darby wants him to, because Nick Wayne is really fucking good. I haven't seen a lot of Nick Wayne matches. He's making his debut next week on Dynamite, so I am excited about that. We'll talk about that later on here in the review. So basically, just a recap of Nick Wayne's history and how Darby Allin got him into AEW. Good stuff. Get the audience to know who Nick Wayne is before he wrestles on Dynamite next week. I love it. I absolutely love it. We got the bros. We got the bros hanging out with each other. MJF and Adam Cole, they are working out in the gym. And they're doing kettlebell and they're doing bench presses. And MJF knocks out 10 bench presses. And then he sees this large guy, kind of obese. And MJF's making fun of him. He's poking jokes. The guy is literally standing right there. I don't know how he was able to hear this, but he wasn't able to hear this. But you know, MJF was poking fun at him, and Adam Cole was like, "Bro, you can't say that out loud. That is really inappropriate." And MJF's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, man." And Adam Cole's like, "You should be sorry." And then Adam Cole is like, "Hey, you know who he reminds me of, though?" They both say Tony Schiavone, and they laugh at the same time. So, the hatred for Tony Schiavone is bringing MJF and Adam Cole closer together, and I love it, man. It's so good. And then Adam Cole, he bangs out 10 presses, and MJF's impressed, and he screams out, "What the F?" before they go to the next segment. Absolutely fantastic stuff. We're not done with them yet, though. We're not done. Got a 6-man tag. The Acclaim, the Daddy Ass. They defeat the Blade and the Bollywood Boys. Nothing much to say here. Basic 6-man tag. The Acclaim get the win. Harley Cameron of QTV cuts a segment saying next week on Dynamite, she's going to show that she's the best musician in AEW, and she's the, I don't know what nicknames, like the best female Mike Tarker, whatever. I don't really care about this stuff, but the Acclaim got the win, and they continue to be popular with the audience. After this, we had Chris Jericho come out, and he says, "It's good to hear that reception in Edmonton tonight, where my wrestling career basically started." And he said this week he got here a couple days early, driving across the roads in Edmonton, different towns where he started his wrestling career, getting trained by Stu Hart. starting when he was 18 years old in Edmonton, Alberta, and it made him realize that pro wrestling was his life when he started it, and still to this day, pro wrestling is Jericho's life. And he says, the past couple months have not been fun at all for me, and I've had some big matches with losses with my name attached to it, and I think it's time for a reinvention of Chris Jericho. It's time for a change. And out came Don Callis to a chorus of boos, and the noise that was hitting, I thought it was a debut, and Don Callis came walking out, and I'm like, oh my god. Like, his music is so good, man. That prick asshole comes to the ring to a chorus of boos. Fuck you, Callis. And Callis is like, you've been my friend for 34 years, and I'm the reason why you are here right now and why AEW is here, because I got the match between Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega in the Tokyo Dome in 2018. The crowd is booing, and Jericho's like, I might not have been able to hear what you were saying because of all these boos. We can't hear you, Don. He says, but you say that the reason I'm here is because of you. How about the reason you're here is because of me? Because you were running a business company in 2015, and I know you wanted to get back into wrestling, and you weren't having fun with your business, and you called me, and you wanted to somehow get back into business, and I got it for you. So the reason you're here is because of me. And Don Callis is like, well, recently, my son, Kenny Omega, let me take a sip real quick. My son, Kenny Omega, turned on me, and I have a new one in Takeshita, and we're building a family, the Don Callis family, and this family is going to be based on trust. And he says, I couldn't think of a better man to trust than someone who I had a 34-year friendship with than Chris Jericho. So he asks Jericho, will you be in the Don Callis family? And he says, and Jericho says, you want me in your family? You want me in the Don Callis family? He says, Chris Jericho doesn't join factions. Chris Jericho creates factions. He's like, so you want to know what my answer is going to be to your question? Do you guys want to know in Edmonton? And Jericho said, maybe. And he walked away. He walked away from Callis with a big cliffhanger, and it was really good. It was a really good segment, and you know what? I think he should. I think that Jericho and Callis would bring the best out of each other. I don't think Jericho and the Jericho Appreciation Society is needed anymore. He's surrounded with a bunch of job guys outside of Sammy Guevara and Daniel Garcia. That faction is doing not much for him, and he's not really doing much for that faction either. And I think it's best for him to move on from it, because they were useful when they were feuding with Eddie Kingston and the Blackpool Combat Club. But ever since that feud got over and he started feuding with Ricky Starks, they haven't really been that useful at all. And I think starting the end of the JAS is the right move, because they're not needed and there's no reason for it. So I actually think Jericho and the Don Callis family works. I think it works. And earlier for Blood and Guts, they said it's going to be 5-on-5. One mystery man for the Blackpool Combat Club and one mystery man for the Elite. And obviously, it would make all the sense in the world for Kota Ibushi to be the fifth man for the Elite. And I think it's pretty much guaranteed that we're getting Kota Ibushi on July 19th. Now, as far as Blackpool Combat Club, a lot of people have been saying Chris Hero. I've been seeing Chris Hero pitches on Twitter all night long for Blood and Guts. I think it's going to be Jericho. If you think about it, Chris Jericho, I'm sorry, Chris Jericho has not missed Blood and Guts. He hasn't missed the Blood and Guts in AEW yet. He was supposed to be in the 2020 match. He was in the 2021 match, and he was in last year's match as well. So I think this is the way for him to get in Blood and Guts, is to be with the Blackpool Combat Club and to be with Don Callis' protege, Konosuke Takeshita. I think it's a way for him to get in the match, and I think he will. Because I don't think Chris Jericho wants to miss out on a match as big as Blood and Guts. I'm going to grab a tissue real quick because I really need it. I apologize, but we'll talk about MJF and Adam Cole and what they did tonight a little bit. Let me get a tissue real quick. Alright, I'm just going to keep them with me because I'll probably need them in the next couple minutes, but take a sip. Let's talk about MJF and Adam Cole. Best thing by far on tonight's show. This was incredible. So MJF and Adam Cole, first off, MJF comes out for his entrance, and he does the little pose, bringing out his tag team partner, Adam Cole. So Adam Cole comes out, and MJF's going to give him a hug, and Adam Cole's like, boundaries. And MJF's like, yeah, you're right, boundaries. And you guys know how Adam Cole does this when he walks down the ring? MJF's mocking Adam Cole. He opens his arms up. He walks like Adam Cole is. He goes high fives fans. He goes to the ring apron. He does the boo, and then he runs around the ring. And Adam Cole's like, "What the fuck are you doing, dude?" MJF gets down on his knees in front of Cole, and they pose for that Adam Cole baby. MJF spreads his arms out. Adam Cole does this. Fantastic stuff. This was not about the match. These guys defeated Matt Menard and the Butcher in about 10 minutes. Adam Cole pinned Daddy Magic with the boom. So MJF was like, double clothesline, tag me in. And MJF did not get the tag from Adam Cole. And when those guys hit the double clothesline, it's going to be amazing. The building is going to explode when those guys hit the double clothesline together. I can't wait for that moment. But they got the win, and after the match, MJF is like, do we have any devil worshippers here tonight? And he's like, more importantly, do we have any fans of one of the coolest names in all of wrestling? And he tells Adam Cole, do the thing. do the thing. So he does Adam Cole Baby. And he talks how they have their chemistry. And he says, can we have another bro hangout session this weekend? And he's like, do you guys want to see another brochacho session? So the crowd's going wild. They go, yes, yes. And Adam Cole's like, sure, Max, why not? And they go crazy. And he's talking how I would have liked if you had tagged me in so we could hit the double clothesline. But it's like, that's cool. You got the win tonight. We're moving on. And he's like, before we go, happy birthday. Because today was Adam Cole's birthday. So they got streamers. They got birthday cake. They got party hats. They got MJF sings happy birthday to Adam Cole. And he's doing it in a really good singing voice. And Adam Cole stops him in the middle of the thing. And he says, you've done enough. You've talked greatly about me. You gave me a big birthday celebration. And I appreciate it. And he goes, and MJ's like, wait, you got to do one more thing. Make a wish. Make a wish. So Adam Cole goes to make a wish. And in the camera, MJF's like, I'm gonna smash his face in the cake. I'm gonna smash his face. So Adam Cole saw this coming from a mile away, and he smashes MJF's face into the cake instead. And MJF, he smiles. And Adam Cole, he takes a piece of cake off MJF's head. He eats the icing. He's like, Max, I truly appreciate it, my friend. And he walks off. MJF smiling. This is absolutely incredible. And this is probably, obviously they got to be together from now until All In. This is the best use of these guys being together on AEW television from now until All In. Because we know this is building to an All In match between Adam Cole and MJF. We know it's coming. This is better than them cutting promos on each other every week. Yeah, they're both fantastic at cutting promos in the ring, but it would get old as time and time would come on. It's better than having MJF having Adam Cole go through all the stipulations like he does for his normal opponents, like he did for Jericho, like he did for Danielson. We've seen that before. And this, the friendship, the bond that they're growing is must-see television. And I haven't not been this entertained by in-ring segments with pure comedy since the segments the Bloodline were having with Sami Zayn on SmackDown or backstage. That was great entertainment. This, with MJF and Adam Cole, was great entertainment, or is great entertainment. And you felt when they had Sami Zayn in the Bloodline, you're like, man, this is so much fun to watch. It's going to be extremely heartbreaking when they break up. And when they broke up, it was sad. It was a sad heartbreak. And now I'm feeling it with these guys. I'm feeling it with MJF and Adam Cole. When they break up, it's gonna be heartbreaking. When MJF turns his back on Adam Cole, it's going to be heartbreaking, man. Adam Cole is just buying into the friendship, man. And he's telling Roddy he's just playing along with it. And MJF's not stupid. At the end of the day, MJF is the devil. And he's going to strike when he feels like it's time. And I think they're going to get all the way to the finals. And they're going to face FTR for the tag team titles. And he's going to cost Adam Cole the tag team championships. But this was absolutely fantastic. And man, if you did not watch tonight's show, you got to go back and watch because this was one of the best segments of the entire year. I'm going to get through these matches as fast as possible because I'm not feeling great at all. My nose is so runny right now, and you guys don't deserve less than 100%. So I apologize um, for me getting a little bit sick. Ruby Soho and Britt Baker in the quarterfinals of the Owen Hart Cup tournament. This match was pretty sloppy, slow motion, a lot of miscommunication between Soho and Britt Baker. Lots of outside interference from the Outcasts too. They definitely had a 3-on-1 advantage. Seems like Britt Baker had no friends. Like I know Jamie Hayter's out, but Sky Blue can't come out to help. Willow Nightingale can't come out to help. She's all out there by herself. At the end, Soho wins with a roll up, holding Tony Storm's hand. And Soho is moving on to the semifinals as she's going to take on Sky Blue on Dynamite next week. So your semifinals are Ruby Soho, Sky Blue, Athena, and Willow Nightingale. Now, Athena and Willow, they're going to face each other Saturday on Collision. I think whoever wins that match, it depends. If Willow beats Athena, then Ruby will beat Sky Blue. If Athena beats Willow, then Sky Blue is going to beat Ruby. And the finals is going to be Athena versus Sky Blue. I think we're heading to Ruby and Willow in the finals, with Willow winning the cup. That's what I think is going to happen. We have Rampage 100 coming up this Friday on Rampage. We have Sammy Guevara and Daniel Garcia against Matt Hardy and Jeff Jarrett in the Blind Eliminator Tournament. Brian Cage and Big Bill against Trent Beretta and Matt Sydal in the Blind Eliminator Tournament. Hikaru Shida against Marina Shafir in a rematch from last week's Dynamite. The Dark Order and Adam Hangman Page and the Young Bucks. Why we need this match again? I don't know. We should have been done with this last week. Collision on Saturday. We got CM Punk and Samoa Joe in the quarterfinals of the Owen Hart Cup tournament. Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs in the quarterfinals of the Owen Hart Cup tournament. FTR against Jay White and Juice Robinson in the tag title eliminator match. And Athena against Willow Nightingale in the quarterfinals in the semifinals of the Owen Hart Cup tournament. The main event of tonight's show, Kenny Omega, Wheeler Yuta. Omega wants revenge from when Yuta pinned him at Double or Nothing. This was a really good main event. In the beginning, Yuta working over the shoulder and the neck of Kenny Omega, which I love because there was controversy over that Tiger Driver. I can't talk. Tiger Driver 91 at Forbidden Door when Omega landed straight on his neck. So he's selling the neck, and Yuta's taking advantage of it. Kenny Omega gets back in the fight. He hits a couple V-triggers. Don Callis comes out. A bunch of security guards stop him. Takeshita's behind Omega, and he attacks Omega. Wheeler Yuta gives him a big frog splash, and I thought that was it. Omega kicks out. Yuta is desperate, so he goes for a top rope move. Omega catches his foot. One winged angel. 1, 2, 3. Kenny Omega pinned Wheeler Yuta clean. After the match, Yuta, Takeshita, and Claudio, they attacked Kenny Omega. Out come the Elite, and they take out Yuta and Takeshita and Hangman is about to hit Claudio with the chair, and he's about to do it. They go off the air, and the Dark Order runs into the ring. Man, great main event. A rushed angle after Dynamite. That's the only thing that felt rushed from tonight's show was that angle. The timing of it was just not good. But it was a great main event, and it was a very good show overall. I'm sorry if I did not give you a good review tonight. I'm just feeling under the weather, and I want to get done as soon as possible and just relax and rest up for the night. So thank you guys so much for joining me. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the Big Fight Fuel channel. Comment down below your thoughts on tonight's Dynamite. Hit the like button if you like what you heard from me. Follow me on Twitter at Colin_Joseph. And I will see you for the AEW Collision Watch Along Saturday night here on the channel. Have a good night. Stay safe. And as always, stay classy. I'm out. Peace.